Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. A little bit better than yesterday, man. Yesterday was a terrible day, really scary day, especially considering how far below the 200-week moving average we got. But make sure everyone can hear me. Man, yesterday was a terrible. Okay, looks like people can hear me on over on X. So let me throw a little GM in the good morning in the chat. Make sure the chat's working. But yeah, man, yesterday was bad day. Kind of saved. I would say it was kind of saved by Micron earnings yesterday afternoon. We got really bad. Um, then futures were looking to open really high. Didn't looks like the market just barely opened. Didn't quite open as high as it was looking. It was over 2% on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq did open in. It looks like at up 0.85. Pull up that NASDAQ chart. 0.77. So it didn't open as big as it looked like it was going to. We did have some inflation numbers come out along expectations. We'll talk about that. But yeah, so futures didn't open as high as they were indicating they were going to, but still sitting at still doing okay. So right now, NASDAQ 0.79, the Dow up 0.63, S&P 0.8. If we look over here, crude oil 70.04, down half a point, almost down 0.43, but it was in the 69 earlier, so overnight. So even amongst all the confusion coming out the Middle East, what we do have is we have oil going down, which is going to help the economy. If we look down here, SpaceX, $1.58. So that's a little bit of a bump, 2.35%. So SpaceX, a little bit of a bounce off where it closed yesterday. And Strategy, man, $80.20, 80.06. So down 20% off its supposed peg. So that's crazy. Let's look over and see how crypto's doing. Start with, well, we look at the bubbles. There is some things doing okay. There is a little bit of a bump on a few things. Bitcoin, though, let's take a look at Bitcoin. On the daily, a little bit of a drop. That's interesting. You know, the market's up and Bitcoin drops. Same thing we saw yesterday. But either way, we got all the way down. Looking at the daily chart, man, we got all the way down to 59,195. Right now, we're sitting at 60,912. So we're still down 1.6% from where we started the show yesterday, but we rallied all the way back to 61.8. 59, 60, 61. So we rallied almost 25, 2,700, 2,600 points off of the bottom. So, I mean, it was really bad. I didn't know if we were going to. So that you hear me talk a lot about the 200-week moving average. The 200-week moving average, you know what? I'm going to lose this little picture down here. Seems like it's a little bit delayed. I looked there and it seems like it's a little bit delayed. Lose that. Anyway, yeah, so 52-week moving average right now, which is my real indicator of when it can really get ugly, is at 62,000 right now. So we're still below that. We closed below. Hey, Coach Master. Wow, early for you out there on the West Coast, but GM, good friend from X, joining me over here on YouTube Live. Appreciate that. And I do see a few people listening on X as well. I've got to get my TikTok live feed going in the mornings too. TikTok, you can't save stuff over there. People have to watch it live. Also, my buddy Alk got me to get on Kick, so I need to start streaming over there. I'll see if I can stream on both those. Anyway, back over 61,000. So we did close below the 52 or 200 week moving average, but we had a nice rally on Micron earnings. Micron absolutely blew out earnings. My last house, there was a big Micron facility right next to us, brand new, up there in Alpine Highland, Utah. But anyway, Lehigh, whatever. I'm not sure exactly where the Micron, but it was literally a stone throws from my house. But anyway, yeah, so we're back at 161, still down from yesterday. But man, I mean, when you lose, the longer you stay under there and close, and the longer you stay under that 200-week moving average, the worse. We still have $1,000 to get back over it. A bunch of expirations tomorrow. Could be a low volume weekend. I mean, I don't know. We still got some work to do before Monday, but yesterday, absolute shit day, and we survived it. So let's see what happens today. Ethereum, 1625, down 2% from yesterday, but got all the way down to 1558. XRP, $1.07, down 1.4%, but got all the way down to under $1.05, 1.048. And then Solana sitting at 67.87, down 1.9%, but got all the way below 65 there at 64.88, and then rallied back to 69, 64, 65, 60. So we're up $3 from the low, but yeah, so we're not doing backflips, but we're closer to maintaining this and regaining the 200-week moving average. So let's look back at the Nasdaq, just see. So yeah, it didn't open as high as we indicated. Oil right at 70.04. Man, STRC just dropped below 80. That's the you hear me talk about it a lot. That's the preferred stock that pays 11.5% for MicroStrategies. So it's, yeah, you're making 11.5%, but you just lost 20. You lost $20.60 of your value. So it still pays, by the way, still pays interest. So it's actually higher than 11.5, probably closer to 14-15%, because it still pays it on that 100. But you had your capital go down, so it's getting what people are afraid of. What people are afraid of is that he's going to be forced to have to dump a bunch of Bitcoin. Obviously, he can't buy much Bitcoin, at least with the STRC. I mean, they brought in $8.5 billion. And that's how they were buying these $1 billion clips, $2 billion clips, right? Is from that STRC. It went from 0 to $8.5 billion in like 6 months. So kind of really thought it was the iPhone of their product. But what people are afraid of now is they're going to be forced to sell a bunch of Bitcoin to pay the dividends. Now, the idea is over time, obviously, unlike Ethereum, where there's like inflation and there's staking rewards and there's new created. Hey, Steph, GM, good to see you there. Great show. I heard you on a couple shows this morning on, of course, the Heine show. He's kind of their TA guy, Steph Crypto. So, and also often talks on when he's not, took kind of a little summer gig, I guess, right now. But usually when he can is also on my GM Bitcoin morning show, helping us out with some technology. And I'm also a member of his trading group that he has. So good to see you there, Steph. But yeah, so what people are afraid of is he's gonna be forced to sell. Now he has enough money to pay the dividend for a year, but like I say, his theory, and I've listened to Michael Saylor talk live a couple of times and follow almost everything he says. His idea is that Bitcoin over time is going to pay about 30 to 40% over the next 10 years. So him paying out 11%, if he can ride the waves up and down, he's able to do that. The difference between the 11.5% he pays and what Bitcoin actually does is, the MSTR, the MicroStrategies people get that difference in value, but accumulation. But people are worried that because of how he's done it, because there is no set return, he's set it up. He believes he can ride the waves. He's got it set up so he doesn't really have margin calls or stuff. So I think it's overdone, but people are afraid that he's going to have to sell it. And what he's been doing is he's been selling MicroStrategy stock and to buy more on this dip. So, and to also bolster his cash reserves. So I don't know. Also recently they retired about over $2 billion in debt. They probably in retrospect shouldn't have done that. Probably should have kept that cash to ride out the dip. But I think he's going to ride it out. I don't think it's as, I don't see it as some dire thing. Wow. 76.67, down 5% today. Wow. Absolutely tumbling. So that's just going to make the more pitchforks come out and people scream even louder that it's a Ponzi scheme. I guess Peter Schiff had a big a dude who missed Bitcoin under $1 and has been fudding it since about $10 or 30, whatever. He's been, as long as I've been in Bitcoin, he's been talking crap about it. Anyway, he's used it as a way to kind of engagement farm. Anyway, he had a space last night. Been calling it a Ponzi. But yeah, wow, it's taken a huge hit today, 66.86. So down almost 25%. Like I say, it's still paying interest. Now it's probably paying like 15% interest. But you've lost, the argument is, well, you've got 6%, 11.5% return, but you just lost 25% of your capital. So you could have a big return if you buy now. If let's say it goes back up in the next year, you'd not only get 25% ROI on the capital appreciation when you sell it, but you would also get the 11.5%. So if you were to buy now and it recovers even back to peg in the next 12 months, you would literally make 37%. So doesn't seem too bad to me, but I would still probably buy the MSTR. But anyway, people are panicking. People are calling it a Ponzi. We'll see how it happens. But I don't think Michael Saylor's gonna. I don't think they can margin call him, and they got money to pay it for a year. So maybe just sit back, let it do what it does, and don't buy any more. Which of course he has been the biggest buyer, so that can cause the panic. But anyway, so right now we've got NASDAQ went in the negative a little bit, 0.18. Dow still positive 0.66. S&P, so a little bit of a drop here. Crude oil still the same. SPCX going up a little or down a little, but yeah, the big news is STRC absolutely dumping. I'm assuming that's not good for Bitcoin. Let's see. Soon Bitcoin's going to take a dump. Yep. Yeah, if we look at the hourly, we got, the hourly had this big drop off. So yeah, a little bit sorry, that's the one. Let's look at Bitcoin. Yeah, still same, I'm sure. So yeah, so now the NASDAQ's dropped off a little bit, and Bitcoin taking it with it. So we'll see. We'll see if it recovers or continues to get ugly like it was yesterday. Not looking great right now, but it is what it is. So I'm sure the MicroStrategy thing's weighing on that. Well, let's look at some of the news. There is some decent news out today. So Dave Portnoy yesterday. Dave Portnoy, of course, the charismatic kind of dude behind the Barstool Sports, big betting site. He's always into betting and does pizza reviews and mostly sports related. But he's had horrible luck with Bitcoin. He bought it at like 10, sold it at 13, went to 70. So then the next time he said, okay, I'll buy some more, and he wound up buying Safe Moon for some reason. It went to practically nothing. Then so he bought a bunch and held it for a couple of years. It went up. He's all excited. Went to check. Didn't realize he had a sell order in. It sold it at like 25, and it went all the way up to 125. So anyway, just had horrible luck. Now he's bought. He come out yesterday, said, I need all the Bitcoin and crypto people who say it's going to million and how it's the future. Tell me why all the people have always said it's a scam going to zero wrong because it seems like it's going to zero. Now that post got like over 3.3 million views. We all ripped on him for being a paper hand and man up, and I shot out 2 or 3 posts about it. But anyway, he said, by the way, I'm holding all the way to zero. I was born with diamond hands. I'll die with diamond hands. So here, every time he zigs, Bitcoin zags. I'm hoping he's right. I'm hoping he just needed a little bit of a pep talk there. We'll see. So, but even that. So I'm hoping he's right. I like throwing insults out of the way. Hopefully there's a way to toughen him up, but I want to see him be successful with Bitcoin. He gets so scared. It's the emotion, right? He gets so terrified. You can see it when he posts his stuff. He's pretty good at making crazy sports bet and doing stock market stuff. When it comes to crypto, he gets terrified. So hopefully he can he's going to really hold on and not sell this time. Jack Mahler said, crypto is going to zero. Bitcoin is going to $1 million. Dude, typical. I like Jack. He's great. But, dude, typical Bitcoin maxi bullshit. I mean, look at all the stuff going to RWA. Look at all the stocks. Look at all the banking, all the international remittance rails. Crypto is going to do fine. It'll be bigger than Bitcoin. They're different. And not that he's right about Bitcoin, but he's wrong about everything else. And there's not a bunch of crap out there. And I think that's what they see. But, yeah, you tell me that tokenization, real world assets, stock trading, all these things are not going to be there now. So love Jack, but he's wrong here. Right about Bitcoin, wrong about crypto. We're not hearing much about everything over there, and you can't really believe anything. The one thing I will say is oil's at $70, so that's good, right? So everything else doesn't really matter. But he said on Oman is doing fine. They're not in favor of trolling. We'll wait to see. But anyway, back and forth, whatever. Nuclear, no nuclear, nuclear inspections, no nuclear inspections. Tolls on the straight, no tolls on the straight. Whatever, it really doesn't matter. Follow the numbers. Right now, oil's down. I'd say Trump's winning on the short term. Fear and greed all the way down to 12. That feels about right. Maybe tomorrow we'll be in single digits. Who knows? But that's not surprising to me at all. Feels about right. Man, Venezuela, 2 major earthquakes yesterday. Poor Venezuela, man. Have a horrible leader deflating their money. They're eating their dogs and cats, scrounging in garbage. They've lost all their, money, and now they get these 2 horrible earthquakes, like 7.2 and 7.5. Absolutely terrifying. A lot of old buildings there with no rebar falling down. I thought I heard Scott on his show earlier saying up to like 140 people dead. Probably be worse than that. But yeah, horrible. I hate to see that. Alberta, Canada has reportedly bought $220 million worth of Bitcoin through MSTR. So MSTR is down like 91%. MSTR is trading way below the value of the Bitcoin they own. So, I like I said, I don't get it. I'm not panicking. I get the argument, but I don't think it is. But nonetheless, a Providence, Alberta, I don't know how many Providence Canada has, 4 or 5. One of their Providence reportedly bought $220 million worth of Bitcoin. SBI Holdings, a giant Japanese financial firm, buying BitBank to build a $6.8 billion crypto exchange. SBI Holdings acquiring BitBank, one of Japan's major crypto exchanges, through a 46.7 billion yen deal. The combined business would hold around 1.1 trillion or 6.8 billion in consumer crypto assets, nearly 3 million accounts. SBI says this would make it Japan's top crypto exchange by asset under management. So good stuff happening over in Asia and Japan specifically. Kraken is going to expand their OTC lending through on-chain warehouse facility with Maple. Citibank, they raised their Micron price target to 1,400 from 1,200. That's what kind of got the market back. We'll check it again, but yeah, seems like we're bleeding back again. But Elon Musk just posted that X needs a complete algorithm overhaul. No shit. Yeah, truly. I mean, it's really bad. I figure he can do it. He just needs to put some focus. Got so much going on. Got our guy Nikita there. See how our Ankita token's doing from Green Man. Ankita token 48. So down a little, but not, down 10% from yesterday. But of course, Nikita Bear, the guy who's running X right now. So yeah, I'm glad to see Elon realizes that it really is the algorithm is really crap. That's why many of us are reaching out to Kick and X TikTok, some of these other formats. Of course, YouTube. I used to just focus on X, but Bank of Japan's Tamura says Japan should hike rates every few months until 2%. Hey, Heine Coin, Mr. Heine. Yeah, thank Heine. It's almost Friday, so yeah, one more day. But anyway, they recently raised to 1%, highest in 31 years, and so we'll see. They're expected to meet again, where they're going to expect to keep it unchanged. This is just one of the guys out there, talking heads, saying they should raise it. But man, that'd be doubling at what it is. But they do have still low compared to other big countries. But yeah, Charles Schwab is beginning direct Bitcoin trading today. They want to become the biggest exchange out there. That's significant. This is all going to take time to roll out, but still good that they're doing it. They certainly could be. Let's check over on the markets real quick, see how they're doing. We were bleeding when we left there. See if that's continuing. Yeah, futures. Wow, yeah, pretty good slide. That's interesting. So much for that. Literally this morning, it was the futures showed like 2.25%. They opened up around 1, and they've lost a full 2 points since then. NASDAQ down 8.4. Certainly Bitcoin's tumbling as well. Yep, couldn't even hold the down 3.4% for the hour. 59 to 11. If we look at, we're right about those. Yeah, we're just $15 over yesterday's high. Yeah, Coach Master, anyone need an unvaxxed kidney? No doubt. I may go have to hit the plasma center myself. Yeah, this is crazy. Good time. Wow, do I even dare look at what STRC is doing? 73, 74, now down 26%. Wow. Crazy. Yep, here we go. So we're not quite as low as we were yesterday, but we're literally $16 away from it. So not good. Well, I thought we were going to have a decent day today. Appears not. It is what it is. We survived yesterday. We'll survive today. But man, not what I like to see. EU approves the U.S. trade deal just before Trump's July 4th deadline. That's a good thing overall. So we had PCE come out, which is the Fed's preferred inflation indicator. It came out at 4.1, which was as expected, previous 3.8 year over year. So it's up a little bit. Now, when you take out core PCE, which takes out food and energy, especially with the a little more accurate probably right now with all the stuff going on with Iran, but core PCE was 3.4, expected 3.4, previous 3.3. So if you take out energy in the Iran thing, it's not bad. but the people must be, they did not digest this very well. Kind of a nothing burger there. But this I thought was great news, but obviously it wasn't well accepted. GDP, growth domestic product, growth came in at 2.1%, expected 1.6. So that kind of shows you that, some of the stuff Trump's doing is working, right? Trump gets blamed for it, but don't forget inflation was 8-9%, highest in like 50 years under Biden. Everything going to shit, So he's trying to fix it. Stuff's working, but yeah, let's check oil just for fun. See how oil is still holding out. Oil, yeah, still right at about $70. Wow, STRC getting killed. SpaceX coming down a little as well on the day, but man, oil, crazy. Let's we had Grant Cardone said oil will stabilize in the low 60s and all signs of inflation will disappear. Probably a little optimistic, but hey, I'll take it. But in the meantime, man, we're absolutely wow, now we're down 1.2. Yeah, certainly Bitcoin's below yesterday's low. Yep. Look at that. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, so this gets into the scary territory because keep in mind the 200-week moving average is at 62,000. We're now 3,500 below that. So yeah, not good. And this could cause a cascade and panic. And obviously look over here at STRC now $25.50 below its peg. So yeah, not good, man. I thought we were going to have a good day. Micron kind of bounces yesterday. I thought the GDP was good. I thought everything else was a nothing burger, but people are not liking it. So it is what it is. These are the times you get ready to buy the dip or just hold on, man. Probably a good day to take the rest of the day off. My anniversary, so I think I might take the rest of the day off. Go hiking, go get out in nature, and forget about the chart. So yeah, could listen. The question is, do we get into the my next target if we can't hold this? And listen, a dip below this early in the morning doesn't mean anything. We do have a bunch of expirations happening yet tomorrow. We have a low volume weekend coming. I mean, if we're holding at the 52-week moving average on Monday, that would be great. But we got a lot of work to do before that. We'll see. This panic keeps going. Let's look at on the hourly, see if we've kind of bottomed out. Nope, still dropping. So yeah, it is what it is. So my next kind of big target would be if we can't hold this, then we start looking at the realized price around 53. Below that, who knows, right? But could dip into the high 40s. So yeah, I'm kind of working on a big line of credit myself right now, just in case this happens, so I can buy another 5 or 10 Bitcoin. But anyway, other than that, we keep grinding. It is what it is. This is worse than yesterday if we look at it. That was yesterday's low, 59.4. We're $1,000 below that. Happy Thursday. It's quickly turned into Tequila Thursday, but listen, possible we go lower, possible we hit a V bottom. We shall see. What I would say is probably not the time to be selling. Definitely, don't want to panic. I mean, I'm sure people are panicking. Poor Dave Portnoy's probably already sold. But anyway, wish I had more money to buy. Definitely working on some plans. Looks like we might lose 57. Anyway, join me on the Bitcoin Morning Show. I would say don't panic. Hold out. Take the day off. Take the week off. Take the month off. Take the summer off if you need to. Buy more if you can. If not, yeah, don't panic. Sell to buy back higher. I would suggest that. Could go lower. We shall see. Definitely on a free fall. I hate to end the show on this, but it is what it is. Jump over on the coin show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see how Friday where we're at. But right now we're in a free fall. So leave you with that and jump over on the GM Bitcoin.